welcome to the FCICA Product Promotional Webinar Series. Today we're pleased to have Dan Fisher with us today to talk about Schönox HPS North America. And Dan, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate your hosting of this presentation today on behalf of Schönox HPS North America. Thank you to everyone here who's taken time out of their schedule for attending and helping to better inform yourself on the solutions that are available for the flooring industry today. Today we've titled our presentation Challenge Paired with Performance. I'd like to talk a little bit about Schönox as well. What we'd like to discuss today or present to you today are solutions for routine all the way to critical subfloor challenges. The type of product segments that we'll talk about today will be primers and moisture mitigation systems, repair products, also floor leveling compounds, adhesives, and waterproofing materials. For those of you that aren't very familiar with Schönox, we are a leading manufacturer of primers, floor leveling compounds, and construction adhesives. Our manufacturing facility is located in Rosendahl, Germany, as well as our R&D center. We have been involved for over 125 years as a business, and we specialize in cementitious and synthetic gypsum technologies for both your renovation needs as well as new construction. Again, we've titled Challenge Paired with Performance so that we can discuss some of the challenges that face the flooring industry today and show you how you can pair these challenges with performance solutions offered by Schönox through our network of distribution throughout North America. One of the greatest challenges that we find facing the flooring industry today are moisture-related flooring failures. And these pictures are just representations of situations where flooring has been ruined by high moisture content found within slab conditions. So as you see here on the left side, on sheet goods, it's typically evidenced by bubbling that occurs at the surface from moisture trying to escape from the slab and being trapped underneath the sheet goods. If it's a coating system, you'll typically see it as a blistering that occurs, again, underneath that coating system. Naturally, we would see with a wood flooring that you would have some warping that would occur from that high moisture. And then when involving VCT, it's evidenced by the visual curling or cracking that occurs, again, from moisture trying to escape from that slab surface. We also see it evidenced on a failed floor where the adhesive is actually re-emulsified underneath the finished product, as well as adhesive leaching that comes up through the joints, whether it be solvent-based or water-based adhesive, as migration of moisture comes up through these joints within a VCT. And then also you'll see the evidence of a failing in the adhesive bond to the mechanical bond on the backside of the surface and obviously to the substrate. And then finally, with regards to our carpeted surfaces, the carpet or pad would have evidence and odor from mold and mildew, which would indicate certainly moisture-related flooring failures. Now, it's widely reported within the industry by professionals, consultants, manufacturers. An estimate of $1 billion annually is attributed to failures in slab moisture-related claims. This would be removal, replacement, staging of materials, storage of materials, and even disposal that would comprise that estimated figure. This is how slab moisture actually impacts the flooring finishes, and that is failure can occur when excessive slab moisture encounters any moisture-sensitive component found within that assembly or that flooring system. This may be your finished coating. This could be your finished floor choice. It can actually even be the adhesive, as we've shown in previous slides. And it can also even be the underlayment that was used. It can be moisture-sensitive and have a failure in the component of that flooring system. So quite often people will ask, well, where does this moisture come from? It's slab surface moisture escaping from the core of that slab that's the result of the original water that was used in the placement and the manipulation of the original slab, but it can also be slab moisture that is found from groundwater if there's not a protective slab vapor retarder underneath the actual slab. And this is represented by the yellow line you'll see in your slide. That's an impervious sheet good that's put underneath the placement of the original slab. Some have asked, well, why does it seem like moisture-related claims seem to be on the increase today? Well, the good news is we're having tremendous growth within the flooring industry. As you see from this slide, from a publication of the growth in sales, both in square feet as well as billions in dollars, we have a growth between 3 and 5% within our industry. And many of these flooring types are moisture-sensitive flooring types. So certainly that would be part of the reason why. But also, regulation changes occurred in 1992 by the EPA, which removed the use of solvent adhesives that we once used that were not moisture-sensitive to water-based adhesives. And water-based adhesives are much more susceptible both to pH as well as to moisture. Furthermore, there's been a lot of changes within construction practices, one of which is increasing the water ratio that's used in the specified concrete mixture. Also, locally, there may be more absorptive aggregates, that of sand and gravel, that's used within the concrete mixture and placement. Accelerated construction schedules, well, we certainly see that across our domestic footprint. And then the use of chemical additives and curing agents can play a role in moisture-related claims. And many aren't aware that even the finishing of the slabs, that of the mechanical procedures that are used in the equipment, can highly burnish the finishing of the slab. It brings the pure Portland cement to the surface, causing it to cure on the surface, closing the slab surface, and this actually slows down the release of the moisture that's trying to escape into the conditioned project space. So many would ask, when my site test reports come back and they indicate that unacceptable levels of slab moisture are present, how do I address this issue? Well, we would suggest there's 3 avenues of which could be approached in this scenario. First of all, you could allow more time under site service conditions for that moisture to escape using certainly the HVAC system, again, site service condition, or one could consider the use of a high moisture resistant adhesive system. Or finally, select a moisture mitigation system. The good news is that Schönox can assist you with several of these solutions. Here are a couple of adhesives for your consideration that we would consider as average moisture resistance, up to 6 pounds moisture vapor emission rates, or 85% relative humidity. We have our PU 900. These are for vinyl and rubber flooring uses. And then our roll and go. This is a roller applied technology for your LVT use. We also have high moisture resistant adhesives, and these would be our ME Classic. These are a pressure sensitive formulation. And then our HPS 92, which is excellent for both LVT as well as VCT, offering moisture resistance all the way up to 92 RH. Now, one thing to consider when you're using or selecting moisture resistant adhesives, these systems resist moisture above the ASTM installation rate of 3 pounds moisture emission or 75 RH. They don't control it. So when you select a moisture resistant adhesives, you should always consider your underlayments, that of your self-levelers or your feather edges, should be of equal or even greater moisture resistance. Otherwise, they're susceptible to failure within the assembly. Are you aware that many underlayments are not suitable for these high moisture applications because they don't provide moisture values that resist above the ASTM standard of 3 pounds or 75 RH? The great news is that Schönox can assist you with our cementitious technology in our self-levelers and our feather edge products. Our US and ZM are self-levelers. Our SL is a feather edge product. They contain advanced cement technology without moisture vapor emission limits, meaning they can allow free passage through our underlayments all the way to 100% RH without any failure. In fact, they can even be used underneath an epoxy moisture mitigation system because of this high resistance of moisture, the high tolerance of moisture they provide. So they're equipped to cover any need that you have in your moisture reading. Now, if you select a moisture mitigation system, here is a representation or an illustration of what mitigation systems actually provide for us. This is a illustration of a capillary or the porous slab where we show our epoxy EPA, our polyurethane MR18, or SDG, which is an acrylic formulation, and you'll notice that from left to right they have a deeper penetration offered by epoxy down through acrylic. They provide a different physical film thickness which gives you a greater resistance for moisture. And again, these are the solutions that we offer: an acrylic up to 93 RH, a polyurethane up to 96 RH, and our epoxy, which is 100% RH, giving you the ability to handle any type of high moisture value in reading. One thing that's important to take note of is that when you select our epoxy moisture mitigation, this is a system that's actually designed to control moisture. It controls to every level of moisture all the way to 100% RH, so you're covered no matter what your reading is showing you. Whereas we make incredible urethane and acrylic mitigation systems, these type of systems, when you select them, are designed to resist moisture, not control them, below a limited value. So when your moisture test indicates through several testings that your slab is decreasing in value of moisture and that it is decreased below the specified resistance, these are appropriate to use. But once again, one should always consider to use a leveling system or an underlayment of greater or equal moisture resistance. Now, another challenge that we find with regards to our industry is renovation projects. Now, the traditional way, or the way that most approach this, we would call it the old way, is that of removal of the existing adhesives or contaminants by a mechanical method. And this is the proper way to approach that. And that is, you're removing all previous traces of existing contaminants. However, we would like to offer you the consideration of a Schönox renovation system. What do I mean by Schönox renovation? Well, we have the ability through our synthetic gypsum self-leveling products to provide you with a smooth and flat floor over existing well-bonded substrate conditions without the need for removal or deconstruction. Specifically, that is old adhesives, be they water-resistant adhesives, resilience, ceramic tiles, stone, porcelain, different types of floor coating systems, terrazzos, epoxies, wood flooring, and yes, even old asbestos to eliminate the need for abatement costs, and then finally natural gypsum substrates. All of these conditions are well suited for our system that is a renovation system. It gives you the ability to simply clean the floor, prime the floor, and pour a new floor, leaving well-bonded materials in place without the need for demolition or renovation. Our system provides you a smooth, flat floor ready for your new flooring without the time or the cost of demolition. Think about the tremendous cost savings and the applied cost versus traditional or old methods of demolition or removal of these existing surfaces. Our system provides you the ability to leave them in place. Now, when we look at the multifamily, hospitality, and even the medical facilities as well as assisted living, typically we find when existing flooring is removed, there's a challenge that's there, and that is that years of tenant use reveal that the ordinary gypsum-based subfloors are now crumbling, they're unstable, and they've deteriorated with large amount of flex that can be felt when one traverses, particularly that of the hallways and the main living areas. The good news is that Schönox can provide for you a very integrated system, a system that can take these rough, uneven, highly deteriorated floors through a priming and leveling process all the way to a finished floor. Best of all, these are very cost-effective, efficient, and not labor-intensive solutions that we're able to offer. So we're able to take that situation from when that finished flooring is pulled back to discover a deteriorated gypsum subfloor, from here to there, smooth and flat, to this, ready for your new flooring installation. And we accomplish that through our synthetic gypsum self-leveling compounds, our AP, also our APF, which is a fiber-reinforced version of the AP, or in some cases, you can incorporate our Renotex cloth with our fiber-reinforced APF to provide over a highly deteriorated or perhaps even high deflecting floor and solve that condition. Also, we say the challenge that faces our industry day in and day out, and that is fast turnaround times, particularly when it's an apartment or an occupied space. So we understand the importance of turnaround times when you approach these type of projects, and we're here to assist you. First of all, we offer ZM Rapid. This would be for your concrete surfaces, so it's well suited to your slab on grade conditions, your concrete surfaces, where we're able to provide you with a product that you can pour a smooth and flat floor ready for flooring installation in 1 to 2 hours. Yes, I'm saying ready for flooring installation in 1 to 2 hours, not just a walkable or it's hardening or it's slightly cured. It's actually ready for flooring installation that soon. So it's ideal for fast turnaround times in those concrete conditions. Another area is in our growing LVT area, and that is we offer our Schönox Roll and Go adhesive system. Yes, it's a roller applied adhesive system for LVT flooring. The benefit for you is that it allows immediate loading over the installed product. As you can see from our slides, installers can actually work out in front of themselves on the product without causing harm to the installation. You can complete the installation, you can load in your equipment, you can occupy the space immediately with our product. Best of all, it doesn't require the 72 hours cure time of most traditional LVT adhesives that are trowel applied. And as we all know, site conditions rarely allow for trades staying off of the completed work, and that leads to costs to the applicator who didn't cause the damage in the first place. Also, when your project has a moisture problem and time is a factor, consider our EPA in our RAPID formula. Our EPA RAPID gives you that same 100% RH. It's handled in just one coat, and it's ready to receive your leveling in 2 to 3 hours. We also have the ability for some products to be installed directly over it if there's no need for leveling. Flatness and levelness is another area that certainly impacts our industry. And these are influenced by specifications that may be from the architect, owner, or from other design criteria. But essentially, a finished floor we find is impacted by texture, by cracks, the lack of flatness, or even that of levelness. So the way that we achieve compliance or correction for floors that are not in compliance is by repairing them, priming them, patching them, smoothing, or leveling them. First of all, we offer our PGH. This is a technology that allows you to, first of all, treat your cracks with the appropriate tools, the crack chaser, and then cut in cross sections, as you'll see from the middle slide, where you can put reinforcing pins in, and then you apply the PGH into those surfaces, linear and the cross sections, giving you a repaired non-structural crack condition. Also, you would want to approach then priming. We offer 3 simple directions with regards to primer. Our VD is more of a multi-purpose for porous and non-porous. SHP would be for your non-porous surface. And KH Fix is designed specifically for gypsum substrates, but it also lends itself to reduce absorbency in that of porous substrates as well. So why prime? 3 important reasons. First of all, to reduce the absorbency of concrete, gypsum or wood substrates, they're very thirsty. To improve the mechanical bond or adhesion for leveling compounds that we'll be using. And then also to protect that substrate or background, if you will, from the leveling compound and the waters that are used in the placement of those products. Now, when it comes to repair and patching, we offer several different technologies, but please note the application is typically achieved by screed method or troweling. And we offer a couple of solutions. In particular, take a look at this slide here where you see the applicator is actually doing deep trenching work. And typically we find in most projects, whether it be the applicator or the general contractor, a concrete mixture or a rapid concrete mixture is typically applied in deep trenching. What happens is there's residual moisture after that product is curing or while it's curing, leaving you now with the need for a moisture mitigation to be placed over the top of that patched in trench work. Not with the solutions that we offer. Our SEZ Plus is for unlimited depth, so it's perfect for deep trench work. And there's no residual moisture after this product is placed in there, so there's no need for a mitigation system because of the residual moisture in the product placement. Our RR is ideal for up to 3 inches, particularly for ramping. It's a phenomenal product for ramping because it holds its body, it doesn't slump, and you get wonderful ramp technology in these 2 solutions that we offer. Also, we offer smoothing compounds. Once again, these are applied by trowel method. And we offer a cement version in our SL and a synthetic gypsum in our AST. So our cement versions are for the typical concrete or also wood substrates, but AST can be used in those applications. But primarily, we designed this for use over gypsum subfloors because it's fully compatible with gypsum substrates without the need to prime, unlike a cement product, which always requires multiple coats of priming over gypsum substrates. Not so with AST. Now, when it comes to leveling, self-leveling products, we place these products by barrel or by pumping methods. And we offer them in our US, our ZM, ZM Rapid, and DSP. US is what we would consider our workhorse, has the capability of up to 3 inches, or it can be extended with aggregate. Our ZM is really designed for where you need minimal application. This product is a great self-leveler, has minimal need for application depth, 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch. And then the accelerated version is our ZM Rapid, which we talked about earlier, offering you a finished substrate ready for installation in 1 to 2 hours. DSP is a leveling product, but it's designed primarily as a wear-rated product that you would use for topping or for polishing. because that's a growing design element within our industry of a finished leveling compound floor. We also, again, make synthetic gypsum levelers that we talked about earlier, our AP and APF, and the Renotex cloth. One of the major advantages you have when you consider Schönox as your product solution in a self-leveler is the superior high flow characteristics that our products offer you, both in a cementitious product and a synthetic gypsum underlayment. Most of the products we've seen traditionally and used traditionally usually require the need for that product to be applied at 1/4 inch or 3/8, even if perhaps you only needed to put down 1/8 of an inch to achieve a smooth and flat floor. And the reason is the older technologies just don't flow well. So you needed to have a lot of product down, and they were labor intensive to manipulate. Our high flow formulas allow our self-levelers, be it the cement base or the synthetic gypsums, to be poured down as minimal as 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch. What this offers you, and ultimately your clients, is a lower applied cost, less material, faster application of labor. So we would suggest there's actually a better way to renovate. Rather than traditional trowel methods of feather edges being applied in multiple coats with sanding in between, they're very labor intensive. There's a limited amount of installers that can actually perfect a floor that way. You have a new technology that expands and widens your workforce by an easier way to have flat and smooth floors. Here's a video to show you how fluid our materials are by way of an example. Please note, as this product is put down on the floor, how incredibly fluid it is, very liquid in state, easy to manipulate around. It heals very well, and it gives you smooth and flat. This is actually an application done by a single person with a barrel mix application. And there you see, you have a finished substrate, smooth, flat, and ready for your choice of flooring finish installation. We have the ability to take you from here to there in the technologies we offer you, both in a cementitious and a synthetic gypsum self-leveler. Now, I've talked a lot about synthetic gypsum, and no doubt you may have heard much about it within the publications that are out and available talking about synthetic gypsums. Well, first of all, it's not your ordinary gypsum. It's not naturally mined. In fact, it's a reclaim or recycled product as a result of scrubbing coal plants, coal burning plants, where they exist. There's an introduction of, if you will, chalkstone, water, and air that goes into this application, and the result is a reclaim of calcium sulfate. So the benefit that you have in a synthetic gypsum is there's no organic material, nothing hazardous in it, and it does not support mold growth. Contrasted with natural gypsum, as a naturally mined product, they would contain organic materials that would support mold growth. But we can do something inherently very different with synthetic gypsums. We can refine them. And there's a couple different processes that one can choose to go through in this. There's a process that leads to the beta particle of the technology, or one that leads to the alpha. And the alpha technology is more of a fortification drying process, and it gives you a higher result that we'll talk about, where many will choose to use a combination of alpha and beta or even natural gypsum in their product technology. Here's the difference. On your left, you'll see the alpha particle in a synthetic gypsum. It looks a lot like a very hard crystal, and it is. In its raw state, it offers 6,500 compressive strength, whereas the beta is much like natural gypsum, small sponge-like particles that offer under 1,900 psi. So if a person elects to use a blend of alpha and beta, it yields a lower result. Much like our illustration here, it's like you're only as strong as the weakest link. So today we see many leveling compounds that are comprised of a blend of alpha, beta, or even natural, leading to that weak link in your product technology. Not so with Schönox. Schönox uses exclusively only the alpha crystal, the alpha technology within our AP and our APF, because it provides you and your clients with the superior benefit of 5,800 to 6,200 compressive strength in a self-leveling technology. Think about it, synthetic gypsum that offers higher compressive strengths than many of our cement-based technologies today. Bear in mind, we're not able to talk about all the other wonderful products, solutions that Schönox would offer you today, but I'll mention them by product category and encourage you to contact our regional business managers in your local area, or also your Schönox distributor in your area. But we do offer sound insulation membranes as a product solution for your challenge that you have there, crack isolation membranes that are used to isolate concrete cracks from the finished floor, typically used in your tile, porcelain, and stone. Also, we manufacture waterproofing membranes, once again, very much in use with tile, porcelain, and stone. And then, as we mentioned earlier, our DSP, which is a wear-rated leveler, primarily used for topping, stain, sealing, or it can be used to polish as a product solution. So I would like you to be aware that Schönox also has an incredible app for your phone and both your Android and your Apple devices. It has useful information right at your fingertips. It allows you to explore products. It has a product calculator that's very handy for your on-site application and estimate of products. It has built-in installer tips, and then you can contact your local representative of Schönox on the app as well. We also have our website that is available for your use. It features your products, your case studies. It has a library that would have all your technical information or safety data sheets, a list or mapping of our distributors, and that of current news and contact as well. It also has a product application there, and it does link to a library where we have videos and our YouTube site for installer tips or application of products, so you can actually see how to use those products. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention our regional business managers. These are your local contacts, because it pairs people with your challenges that you have. It also provides you with a technical consultant for on-site, for training of applicators, as well as a business partner. So therefore you see our illustration here of part business person, part technical consultant, which all of our regional business managers are equipped to help you. So it takes your challenge and pairs it with people, and it also takes your challenges and pairs it with performance. Well, we offer Schönox products that will strengthen, they'll smooth, they'll cover, they'll patch, even heal your subfloor. Schönox has been providing solutions for over 125 years. Please let us know how we can help you and help your clients achieve these same successes and pair the performance that we offer with the challenges that you have on your project sites. And at this time, I'll turn it back to Kelly and see how we have, or if we have, any questions.
Great, thanks, Dan. All right, everyone, we are at our question and answer portion of our session. If you do have some questions you'd like to ask about the Schönox products, go ahead and type those in your question pane. Dan, while we're waiting for some questions to come in, do you have some common questions that you get asked about your Schönox products?
Yes, actually we do. Thank you. Probably the most common question you have And that is, anytime a manufacturer offers many different product solutions, they would ask, well, how do I know exactly which products to use? Well, as I explained earlier, the app that we have for your phone is a wonderful guide for that, or our website, because we have a complete product guide on there. Don't forget, you always have your local Schönox Regional Business Manager, our technical department, as well as our distributor for that. So that's a very common area that people would ask a question.
Okay, thanks. Any other common questions that you get asked?
Yes. Also, many will ask, do you have any type of training that you offer? Maybe I'm new to the industry, or maybe I'm new to your products and I want to be well equipped. And certainly we do. We offer technical training programs. We offer seminars. We offer hand-on opportunities to learn about the full range of products that we offer. This would be for installation tips or even subfloor preparation. Now, these can be presented at our Florence, Alabama facility, but just as frequently, we'll offer them at contractor sessions or at installer or distributor locations directly on your project site throughout the country. We can bring in the training materials and we can bring the products right to you if necessary.
All right. We had a couple questions come in, Dan, as you were going over that common question. Do you mind if I give those to you now?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to start here at the top. And we will get through as many questions as we can today during our session, everyone. And if we do not get to your question, please know that all of these questions will be submitted to Dan and to the people over at Schönox to get answers for you, and they will contact you with the answers. But our first question was from Jim, and Jim wanted to know, can it be used in a UL-rated floor to replace old gypcrete, I think is what he was saying?
Okay. Typically, we'd like to talk with you more about your application, your substrates, and all, but what you're looking for is most likely for the sound or fire rating when you're mentioning UL. So in general, I'll answer that question as you have a natural gypsum subfloor. And yes, our products, our synthetic gypsums, are compatible with that condition, and they will not defeat the fire rating because they're fully compatible products, technology. And they'll take that lower compressive deteriorated subfloor, which is probably around 2,000 to 3,000 psi compressive, all the way up to 6,200 in psi, and it will meet your ASTM standards of E86. So hopefully I've answered your question, but if not, please contact me.
All right, thank you. And thanks, Jim, for your question. And again, a reminder, everybody, as you can see on our screen, that Dan's contact information, as well as the Schönox website, is in your handouts in that slide presentation you were given. So make sure you download that and keep a copy so you can contact him afterwards. He'd be happy to talk to you about any of your questions. Our next question, Dan, has come from John. And John says, Dan, you indicated that Schönox cement underlayments can be installed under a Schönox moisture remediation system. Can you elaborate for the audience as to whether or not the Schönox line of synthetic gypsum materials can be installed under a moisture remediation system?
We would have you use our cementitious products in that category because, again, they offer the ability for moisture passage through them. So no, we would not utilize our synthetic gypsum underneath a moisture mitigation system. They would be placed rather on top.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for your question, John. If you need some clarification, either one of you on those questions, please go ahead and submit a clarification request. In the meantime, Dan, we have another question, and this is from another Dan. You advise no prime before AST application. Is there a need to prime during AST use over other substrates?
Yes. If you're using AST over other substrates, then you could use our KH fix or even our VD over that flooring condition. It will promote adhesion with regards to that, but no need for a primer over a gypsum subfloor because they're compatible.
Okay, great. And Dan sent in that clarification. He was meaning exactly what you said, Dan, meaning AST over gypsum, no priming. Perfect. All right, Dan, thanks for your question. And we have a question also from Mark. Mark wants to know, what is your warranty coverage for epoxy sealers?
I'm assuming he means the epoxy moisture mitigation system. We offer a standard 10-year warranty across all of our product categories, and that warranty is on our website if you need a copy of it for your architect or for your project engineer.
Okay. Again, everyone, if you have additional questions, go ahead and send those in. I know it takes a minute to type them in. We appreciate you doing that. Dan, is there any final common questions that you get about your Schönox products?
Yes, let me offer another question that may be on everyone's mind. We mentioned our roll and go adhesive system for LVT. And with the LVT community, there's typically a question that's asked, are your adhesives approved with certain manufacturers? That is a list of manufacturers that we're constantly updating it. So I would direct you to our website. Under technical data sheets, you'll see a listing for approved manufacturers of roll and go. And we maintain that as frequent as we continue to receive endorsements and rave reviews by the manufacturers of the LVTs today. So you can look there and reference any of your specific needs.
All right, thank you. Well, it looks like we don't have any additional questions for this morning, but again, if you do have additional questions, please jot down or download a copy of the handouts here and have Dan's contact information, and you can contact him at any time. And his email there is dfisher@hpsubfloors.com, or of course at any time you can contact FCICA, and we will forward any questions that you have for Dan. And my email is Kelly, Kelly @fcica.com. Okay, Dan, looks like we are about finished with our session this morning. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Yes, I would like to add one more thing, and that is please visit our website or again our app for our annual contest, our worst subfloor contest. This is where you have the ability to submit your project showing before and after photos of your worst subfloor nightmare that was solved by a Schönox product. And as a result, you can enter as many times, as many projects as you have, so that both you and even your installation crew may be able to win valuable prizes. So please see the website for the details and the ability to register right online your projects.
Great, thanks. That sounds like fun. So that's at hpsubfloors.com.
Correct.
Check that out. Perfect. All right, well, we would like to thank Schönox HPS North America for sponsoring today's webinar, and especially thank Dan Fisher for presenting it. Thank you, Dan, for taking the time to join us this morning.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you to all who attended.
You're welcome. If you'd like more information, again, about the Schönox products, you can visit the website, hpsubfloors.com. And again, as I've mentioned several times, Dan's contact information is contained within presentation slides, which you have in the handout section on your webinar control panel. And we'll also send you a copy of those handouts along with a link to the recording once it's available. And just a reminder, the recording of this webinar will be housed on the FCICA website and our YouTube channel, where you can access it any time, and we welcome you to share that as well as many times as you'd like. You're also going to get an evaluation. Please take the time and fill that evaluation out for us. We appreciate your feedback. And for our certified installation managers out there, this and all of our FCICA webinars may be credited toward your continuing education requirements for your SIM renewal. Consult your SIM handbook for renewal details, or you can contact me at kelly@fcica.com. And then if you're interested in participating in the FCICA product promotional webinar series, you can contact me again. My email, kelly@fcica.com. And thanks so much for joining us today, and have a great day.